Alright, this is going to be an egg route for the Circle of Conquest Upper Echelon. If you're using the Japanese site with auto-translate, I think it's called the Demon World of Haozhou. And I'm going to assume that you already know how to reset for eggs if you're watching this. If not, the simple way is you find 3 eggs in an area, you win 10 battles there, zoom away to a different circle, and save. Make sure you're finding all 3 eggs. There will be 3. I had trouble before because I think on that site it says up to 3, but it's always 3. If you miss one, it'll kind of be like it's frozen. It'll be in the same spot with the same monster on every reset, which we don't want. For this route, as you can see in the top right, it's currently around the middle of spring, which I found to be the most efficient way to go about it with no seasonings. If you don't care about your seasonings, it's not as important. But the first place we're going to go to is this Northwest Shrine, which might seem a little strange since we passed this area later on in the route. But there is a spring-only egg that we want to get out of the way, because when we're here later on, we want it to be summer, which again is why we want it to be around the middle of spring. If you want a little extra time just so that you can look around a little bit more, then you can obviously do that. Go to the beginning of spring. But the first thing that we're going to do is when we go to this shrine, we're going to come around back, check. There can be an egg there in that little divot we did not see. But right after that, we can come over here. And this is the spring-only spot that we're going to take advantage of while we're here. We're going to come up this rock, take it. There can be an egg here in this island that we're flying to, which is spring-only. There can be an egg over there. An egg behind this rock. You could also see some over there behind some of the hills, like straight ahead from where I'm looking now while we're flying. But we don't see any, so we're going to continue on. The next place we're going to is the Conqueror's Keep. And when we get here, we want to go straight down the path, and we're going to look to our left on the way out because there can be an egg in the trees. It would be right over there around those trees. And the next one that we're going to is going to be out here and to our right. We're going to take a right, and this rock right in front of me now can have an egg behind it. So we're going to take a peek there. There's nothing on this hill. There can be an egg there, which we see now. Up on that cliff there with the chest, there can be an egg there, which is a spring-only egg. I'm going to take a second here to open this one. A silver egg. You can find any tier of egg while doing it, at least on this map. Anywhere from white to rainbow. I've had resets with 3 whites, I've had resets with 3 rainbows, so either way. We will check for an egg exclusive talent there since it's not a monster, which it is not, so we don't want to save or anything like that. When you find something worth keeping, you can obviously save, and I'll talk about that a little more in a second. There can be an egg here to the right of that building. Don't see it, so we're going to continue on. If that egg is up on the cliff, that's the flower that you take right there. There can be an egg around that corner. There can be an egg up on this path. The reason why we want it to be the middle of spring when we get here is because when we get to this shrine coming up on the right, we want it to be summer, so the ooze or slime pools are empty, and we can see the egg spawns behind the shrine. But when you find what you want, you would, and you wanted to keep resetting afterwards, you would find the 3 eggs, make sure you find all 3. An egg here, by the way. Do your 10 battles, and then just start resetting again. So there can be an egg over there, like I said. We take the flower up here. There's 2 egg spawns. There's the one that we have spawned now, and there's one to the left. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. When there's a lot of monsters up here, it might be hard to dodge, so you could zoom down to make it easier to dodge. I don't think any noticed me, so it's not a big deal. I think that's actually one that I don't have. That might be an egg exclusive. We can go ahead and check. I'll show you how to do that. It does have Freezer Burner, which is one of the slash combinations. I think it's the fire and ice combination. But the way to check if something is an egg exclusive is you'll come into the Monsterpedia like this. I think Donmol was a B. You would open up their page, and you would press the right trigger. And right there you can see in suggested combinations, this monster cannot be created by synthesis, which means that it is an egg exclusive. Not one of the ones that I'm looking for, but I am probably going to save just so I don't have to find it later. So to avoid the battles here though, I'm going to zoom to this southeast shrine, which is where we would be coming to next anyways after going up onto the cliff that we were just on. There can be an egg over there on the side as well, on the path that you would see from up there. But the next step would be to come behind this shrine, wait for it to be summer. If it's already summer, you don't have to wait for anything. But as soon as it turns summer, this pool will start to drop. There's actually 2 egg spawns in here. You can see before the ooze fully drops, when those monsters popped up, you could see the eggs at that same time. So you could leave a little bit earlier if you wanted to be like super efficient. The next place we're gonna go is the Southwest Shrine, which is gonna have the same egg spawns as that last shrine. So the first thing that we're gonna do is come behind it and check the 2 spots. Keep in mind we've found 2 eggs so far, so we're looking for 1 more. A couple of the things that you might want to save and set up your resetting again would be like the egg exclusive guards, which are the ones with a bunch of wards, normally from rainbow eggs. I have gotten it from gold eggs before too as well though. There can be an egg on this island here. The only way to get it is in the winter. Obviously, the egg exclusive monsters you would want to save for if it's one that you don't have. If you're going for every monster, you're going to have to get it eventually, and resetting is not fun, so you might as well save and get it out of the way then. If you didn't check behind that shrine earlier, we're passing it now, so you could head over there and check behind it. If you did check, obviously just keep going along the path. Like I said, there could be an egg up on this, that little corner there, but you would have seen it already when taking the flower. There can be an egg down in this pool, which is summer only, since the pool is not here. Coming over here would be another summer only egg in that pool. I think there can be one in that corner. There can be an egg up on that cliff that is fall only, which it isn't a big deal to wait until fall, since as you can see we're almost halfway through summer already. Or if you don't care about your seasonings, you can go ahead and rip a seasoning. This is going to be one of the longer variations of the route, since we're nearing the end here and we haven't found all 3 quite yet. Can be one over here, be one down in the pool. There can be one up on this little ledge here, but we would have seen it already. You can double check just to be sure. And there can be an egg over there, which is the one that we've seen now, which is going to be our 3rd. Like I said, I don't have Don Mole, which was an egg exclusive, so I am going to save after this. I'm going to do my 10 battles, and I'm going to get my resetting set back up. Like I said, find your 3 eggs. Make sure you find all 3. When you reset and you only found 2, 1 egg is going to be frozen. It's going to stay in the same spot with the same monster. So I'm going to pause for now. I'm going to do my 10 battles, and we're going to do 1 or 2 more routes just so that you can see a couple variations. Just to get it out of the way now before I finish my 10 battles. After that egg up there, the next place that you would want to go is over to the last shrine. And just like the others, the egg is going to be behind it. This one, it isn't required for it to be summer. It can be any time. But just like the others, you're going to come back here, take a little peek down, be right there. So another efficiency that you could do specifically for this map is, since we want our reset to be in the middle of spring, at the start of spring, tantamounts spawn here, and you could do your 10 fights against them. They have a rare accessory drop that gives plus 100 agility, which is one of the better accessories in the game. And doing your 10 battles, it should be around maybe a quarter of the way through spring afterwards, so you would just have to wait a little bit more. Anyways, I finished my 10 battles, so I'm going to go ahead and wait for the middle of spring again, and we're going to do another reset. Alright, so I finally got it back to the middle of spring, and we are ready to do another reset. It's going to be the same thing as before. I saved in the same spot as last time, so it's going to look the same, but we did keep the Don Mole from last time, so I did my 10 battles, found all 3 eggs, came here and saved. So we're all good to go, and the first place we're gonna zoom to again is the Northwest Shrine. We are going to go straight behind it, look in the little divot for an egg, come out, take the flower, look around on the flower. First up is coming back here. Checking deep, sometimes it's covered up by that tree and hard to see. Get stuck on nothing. Come up here to take the flower. As you can see, there is an egg in this spring only spot that we're flying to now, so go ahead and pick that up. If you started the route just at Conqueror's Keep without coming here first, by the time you get here it would be summer and you wouldn't be able to pick this up. But we're gonna go ahead and open this while we're here now. King Bubble Slime is not an exclusive. We'll check for an exclusive talent. Just wisdom boost, nothing too special. Take another peek over there just in case, and just like before, we are heading straight back to Conqueror's Keep. This route on the short end is probably around 4 minutes. On the long end, it's probably around 8 to 9 minutes. You can cut it off at any point. If you feel comfortable only doing this first part, then it's definitely fine to go ahead and reset then, because on the short end with the 3 to 4 minute resets, you could see all 3 eggs by the time that you get to the first shrine. Not the first shrine that you zoom to, but the first shrine over here. So you can absolutely cut it short there, and avoid a lot of the other tedious things. But just keep your eyes open. Make sure you're moving your camera. I will leave the map from the Japanese site. I'll leave a link to that in the description, just in case you can't find a specific egg and you need to look a bit more thoroughly. Make sure that you're hitting every spot. Come over here, give a little peek behind. There's nothing. Flower will take us up where we do see a second egg. There in the distance, I feel like I see the last egg. Could be one of the, like the floating items, one of the herbs. It's very easy to mistake it for that. Or it could be an egg. Either way. And a tantamount is absolutely nothing special. I have gotten the egg exclusive guards from a gold egg before though, so it's always worth checking. Nothing special here. And there's a monster right on me, so I'm gonna try to zoom. But once that's out of the way, you can come down from the cliff just like before. As it changes to summer, the pool's gonna go away. Like I said, I think I already saw the last egg, but for the video's sake, I'm gonna go through with the rest of the route. Just so you can see, if you saw that in the distance and you know for sure it's an egg, obviously go straight for it. We've already found 2, that would be our 3rd. If you see it in the distance and you aren't sure if it's a floating item, you could go straight to it. You could continue on the route either way, and if you didn't see it at all, obviously you would just continue on the route as is. So behind that shrine, neither of those spots had one. We continue down this path. I may have said before, but there can be one in this middle island here that's a winter only. And the ones over here you should see by flower on the first zoom. If not, you can look a bit more in depth at the spots. Been doing this for quite a while now, so I don't mind missing one every now and then. As long as you're seeing 2 eggs per reset, that's honestly fine enough, especially if you're resetting early and seeing 2 eggs at the very beginning of the route. Because then you're spending maybe a minute per egg or so. But you could end up getting one of the longer variations where like the eggs don't spawn until the end over here. But we're still just looking around. I think there can be an egg there. There can be an egg up on that cliff. Egg behind the rock. Egg up on that cliff. Metal liquid over there if you want it. Also keep in mind when you're resetting, if you see a metal, obviously you kill the metal, you reset, you're not going to keep that experience. So if you really wanted to, you could save in front of it and reset for that, but there's much more efficient ways to go about that. And as you can see here, this is our 3rd egg that we did see in the distance. We could have shortcut. It does end up being a rainbow. There's no monster I'm looking for from the... Oh, maybe there is. I think that this is also an egg exclusive. I'm not positive. I'll go through and check with you again here. Fortunately, we get MP Booster 3. I think, I'm not exactly positive, but from my experience, I've seen the boosters at 3 and the egg exclusive guards as rainbow egg traits. But that guy was an A. He's right here. And he is not an egg exclusive. So this is one that I would reset on. I would hit open the menu, I would go straight back to the title screen, and I would continue doing that same route that I just showed you. I wish you the best of luck in finding any of these very, very unfortunate egg exclusive monsters or the egg exclusive traits.